Good morning, folks. Happy Monday. It's another day of doing, sports in collaboration with content creator. And I'm here with my frequent collaborator, Jason Guido.
Morning.
Jason, it was a heartbreaking weekend for the Rangers, not once but twice. And it came to overtime. Never seen anything like it for the Rangers. And the fact that it happened at the Garden. Oh man. But I feel like the one on Sunday hurt the most because at least they had the momentum in the third period. In the first one, yes, it did hurt, but they were mostly dominated by Colorado. But let's talk about Colorado first. Colorado beat the Rangers 3-2 in overtime. Nathan
Yep.
McKinnon scored two of the three goals, obviously scored the game winner.
Right.
Um, so Avalanche continue to roll. I respect the Rangers for fighting back in the third period after trailing to zip, but Nathan McKinnon is Nathan McKinnon. Take it.
Yeah, no. So the Rangers played, they didn't play great, but they played well enough. And they could have had chances to score before the game going into overtime. They were trailing late in the game. They pulled Shazirkin. Panera scored the tying goal. It sent it to overtime where they lost. But the Rangers played Colorado, they played them tough. I mean, they're a big offensive team, the Avalanche. So it was a fair performance. I was sort of coming into the game. I was thinking the Rangers weren't going to win, but they got a point out of it. So at least they got 1 point out of it. It's yesterday's game, which was where they lost a point, which was what I'm upset about.
Yeah, and Jonathan Quick,
He came back from
he
her
came
injury.
back
Right,
after being, he having dressed up in 6 games,
right.
because he had a lower body injury, and he came back on Sunday to play against his former team, the Vegas Golden Knights. But yeah, the one with Vegas hurt, they were up 2-1 in the third period, and then from there, they just lost momentum, and it was tough because Igor Shesterkin had a great game, 39
Quick.
saves,
Yeah, quick.
and
You said Shazirkin.
oh
I
no,
said
oh, my bad, my bad. He
yeah.
had
I
39
know
saves
who
in
you
the
meant.
Colorado game,
Right, right, right.
but yeah, man, that was another loss, and it was the same score, 3-2 as
Well,
well.
I'm gonna tell you what happened. Okay, so the Rangers outplayed them for most of the game. Well, no, Las Vegas outplayed them in the first period. They got a quick goal, 39 seconds. I didn't even get to sit down, and it was already 1-0. I was like, what happened? I had to rewind it. And the Rangers got a couple of goals. They took the lead into the third period. Um, Quick was good. He was very good, especially coming back from injury. It was a back to back. That's probably also why Quick played last night and they didn't hold him back one more game. But what happened was the Rangers got no power plays, which is very strange. You're the home team, you don't get any power plays. And then at the end of the game, when they were winning 2-1 in the third period with like 2.5 minutes left, whatever it was, they called both teams for penalties. It was I forgot who went into the box for both teams, but it made it 4-on-4. So there's plenty of ice. They pulled their goalie, Las Vegas, and of course they scored. They sent the game to overtime. Um, Robinson from the Rangers was tripped up in overtime. There was no penalty call. There should have been, and of course the Rangers wind up losing near the end of overtime and on a breakaway off a face off, a breakaway, and sort of a semi breakaway, and he put it past Quick, and they lost. But that you can't make that call in that part of the game. I'm sorry, you can't have the Rangers up 2-1. It wasn't like they were fighting. It was regular hockey stuff, going to the bench, pushing and shoving, and they call a penalty, and it wound up hurting the Rangers because there's more open ice, obviously. And like I said, they pulled a goalie, Las Vegas, and they got the tying goal. And the Rangers lost in overtime. Overtime is crazy. It's 4-on-4, then 3-on-3. It's wide open, then they have a shootout. So sometimes it's hard to gauge a team in overtime with their overtime play. But yeah, the Rangers wind up losing the game, and they lost a point which they could use. They could have used.
Vegas Golden Knights, they won 53% of their faceoffs. They put more shots on goal in the Rangers, 29 and 23.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Mika Zibanejad, he had a goal in this game. He did his part.
Again, the Rangers
Um,
don't score enough. They're not scoring enough goals at home. You can't score 2 goals every night and expect to win. It's just not gonna. You got to score more than 2 goals. You got to score 3, 4 goals, and then they would have won if they scored a few more goals. They would win all these games. But they're just not that type of offensive team this year. Not yet anyway.
yeah, the last time these two teams faced was November 18th, which Rangers lost 3-2 on the road, and LA lost 3-2 at
Right,
home.
right.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're gonna have to score. They're gonna have to put more than that.
So, real quick before we go on to another topic. So, if you look at the NHL standings, at least in the Eastern Conference, everyone's all bunched up. Like the Rangers are sitting in the last wild card spot with the overtime loss yesterday. But everyone from last place, which I believe Buffalo's in, to where the Rangers spot is, and the Penguins both have 34 points. It's only 8 points from being on a playoff spot to out of being in last place. So a lot of that has to do with a lot of these games in the NHL going to overtime. So we're seeing a lot of teams getting at least 1 point, and then of course somebody wins in overtime, whether it's in the regular overtime, the 3-on-3, or in the shootout. So a lot of the reasons why the standings are so close is because almost all these games, or a lot of these games, are going into overtime. So it makes it interesting. I mean, everyone's still in it. So I'm just giving you an example of why it's so bunched up in the Eastern Conference, the points and standings.
Yeah, in terms of points, I see. Yeah, it's pretty tight, especially on with um Penguins, Lightning, Bruins, Rangers,
Right. It's
Flyers,
all
the Montreal, Detroit, the Devils.
right. And
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
The Rangers are only a point now behind the Islanders, who are in the third, at least in their
The
division. Right.
third row, yeah.
Right in the third division playoff spot. So it's all very close. So I mean, we're only in December. There's plenty of games to play, so I'm not worried. But I mean, if you have a good or a bad week, you could be out of the playoffs or all the way up in a regular playoff spot. So it's that close so far in this NHL season. And like I said, it makes it exciting. It gives you a reason to watch the games.
Yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting second half, I could tell you that. If it continues to
Right.
be that way, it's gonna
Yeah,
be an
no.
interesting second half.
And I think it will continue that way. I don't see any of these teams like like I said, the Rangers have to score more goals. If the Rangers scored more goals, which is easier said than done, they would be higher in the standings. But that hasn't happened yet.
So moving on, Jason, Orlando Magic came to town and faced the Knicks. The Knicks didn't have Karl Anthony Towns.
Right.
He's banged up.
He said he had a
Um,
sore left calf. That
a
was the
sore left
reason.
calf, yeah,
Right.
exactly. But the next one, I gotta say this, the Orlando Magic team, I like that team. They're young, but injuries are catching up to them. That was the problem with them last year. And now this year, especially in this game, which I feel so bad for Franz Wagner, the way he
Wagner got hurt.
landed, I'm like, oh man. When I saw that, I'm like, he's gonna be out for quite some time. And it sucks because I like him number one, number two. Last year he was hurt with injuries, and now here we go again. He got hit
Right.
again.
Right.
So collectively, and then Jalen Suggs, he hasn't been 100% this year. So
Yeah, they have a good team, Orlando.
they have.
They have a good. So does Miami. That whole Florida. They're going to play in the NBA Cup, Miami versus Orlando. That's one of the games, and the Knicks are going to play Toronto in the in-house tournament starting tomorrow.
Yeah. Josh Hart, he played a great game, 17 points, 12 rebounds. I like the post game interview, him there with his son,
With the kid, yeah,
with the kid, yeah.
he had to give the
So,
kid back to Mitchell Robinson because they had to put that he had to go back into the game because if you want me to get into it, the game got ugly. The Knicks were winning by 12 points with like 3 minutes left. The Knicks emptied their bench, and the Knicks took a whole bunch of. The Knicks were in the penalty early in the quarter, and they took a whole bunch of penalties, like loose ball fouls. Remember, loose ball foul, you go shoot free throws, and they got back into the game. Orlando was only down 4 or 5 points, and they had to put Brunson back in, Hart back in, so they all had to come back into the game. And they held on. They won the game. It was ugly. The Knicks didn't shoot well. But from a defensive standpoint, the Knicks played well. So I'll take the win. And I don't know if you're going to bring up that Deuce McBride got injured. He hurt his left ankle.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
that's a big deal. I'm concerned. So I checked before we came on. So I know last night his ankle wasn't broken. It came back negative, his left ankle, which is good. But he's going to get an MRI today, probably as we're talking. And we'll see. Hopefully he's not hurt. Because if he's hurt, the Knicks are he's a big part of that offense coming off the bench. So hopefully he'll be okay. I have to have an update on him later on.
Yeah, hopefully everything is all right with him. But yeah, the Knicks continue to roll. And oh yes, I can't forget. I like Desmond Bain, but that was an unnecessary fastball that he threw to OG. I mean,
Well,
I was surprised knowing how sensitive
the
the
NBA
rules are
is,
in the NBA. I was shocked
yes, get
they didn't
thrown out
get
of the
thrown
game.
out. I
Yeah,
was surprised.
you know why? Because he said because he was smart. He laughed it off and was hugging and kissing OG after who came back and had a good game too. He came, he's still he was injured, so he's still finding his way. But he had an okay game, OG. But yeah, he said that he was just throwing the ball off of him. You know how you could throw the ball off the player and then it goes out of bounds and then you get the ball. That's what he said he was doing, just to let you know. And they believe that. I'm not going to say that's what but they believe that he only got a regular technical foul, which helped him a lot. He didn't get thrown out, and it wasn't a. If you would have got thrown out, it would have been two technical fouls. Plus, the Knicks would get the ball back, but that's not what happened. And it is what it is. The Knicks won the game. That's the most important. And like I said, the next Knicks game, which isn't on the schedule, is part of the NBA Cup, and they're gonna go play in Toronto in the quarterfinals. I mean, yeah, they're gonna play Toronto in the quarterfinals of the NBA Cup, which is tomorrow, I believe.
All right, well, Jason, that does it for today. When is the next game that the Knicks will be playing? You said
They're gonna play Toronto Tuesday night at Toronto. And
Tuesday night. Right.
that's part of the in-house tournament. So that game isn't on the schedule. So if you look at your schedule, it'll just say NBA Cup tournament because it depends on the seeding beforehand. So like I said, in the Eastern Conference, it's the Knicks versus Toronto and Miami at Orlando. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And then I forgot what the West is. I'm sorry, I didn't check. And then whoever wins that game will play each other, and then we'll play the winner of the Western Conference. If you make it that far, that's how it works. Last year's winner was the Bucks, and the first year of the tournament was the Lakers. If you follow this tournament that they have in season tournament,
Always hard not to follow. I mean, I'm a sports writer at the end of the day, so it's hard not to follow that.
no, no, it's I mean, it
But
makes it interesting, but I just don't understand it to me. I don't.
it's funny. It's weird. It's still like an adjustment, but
And then what's funny
whatever.
about it? Wait, so what is also funny about it? So because the Knicks are playing and other teams are off, I'm just going to give you the Knicks today, or whoever teams are playing and the other teams are off. You have to play. They have to even it up. So they have to figure out like the Knicks will have to play somebody with a lesser record because they played a team with a better record. That's part of the how they work it. So the Knicks will wind up playing a team that wasn't in the tournament just to make up for because it's not fair. You have to play teams with the equal amount of wins and losses, something along those lines. But so the Knicks are going to play a team they don't even know about later on after the tournament, whether they win or lose. I think last year they played the Nets were one of the teams that they played that wasn't on the schedule. That's what I'm getting at. It's not on the schedule. So you would be like, wait a minute, this isn't on the schedule. The Knicks are playing the Nets? Yeah, because it's part of the what happened with the tournament. And I'm like, okay, I don't understand this at all. But whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, the tournament makes it fun to watch, but I don't know what it's for. You don't get a world championship. It's not like you get a seed in the playoffs. It's just to say that you're the best team in December, right? Isn't that what it's about, Mike? That's how I understand it.
NBA Adam Silver will continue to make these mind-boggling decisions, but
Well, it's done for
um,
ratings. You know why it's done. You don't understand it because now they have the NBA NBC. So a lot of it is done to try to draw in. Oh, we're having a tournament. So that you can put it on TV. People will watch. People will watch any. People who like the NBA will watch it. So That's your answer. In short.
Well, depending how everything goes on Wednesday, we'll probably be back here to talk about Raptors next game. The
Sure.
Raptors, for a team, they have like a nice big three there going on. They should be way better because that's a nice talent that they have there with Brandon Ingram, um,
Yeah,
Barrett,
no, they have.
and Barnes. That team should be way better than what it is. I mean, that's a nice big three that they have there.
Well, my only thing would be it's still early. We're only in. I mean, it's not that early, but we're only in December, so we're not even at the midway point. So that's how I usually go by. So there's still plenty of time for Toronto to right the ship and get themselves back. As one of the better teams with all the talent that they have on that team.